One time I witnessed to a lady. There was a lady that was just a outgoing type lady, and she loved everybody. And I came on the flight, and I liked her because she was just a fun person. And then later, I met her husband, and then my wife flew, and the two of them met my wife, and we become friends, the four of us, Wanda Green and her husband. And so I witnessed her so many times for 3 years, and I never led her to Christ. And I thought, I'm supposed to be good at winning people to Christ, and I can't figure out why I couldn't win Wanda. She always had a way of getting around it, but she was a wonderful person with a great personality, and everybody loved her. And so one day I saw her in Chicago having coffee, and I said, Wanda, how are you? She said, fine. I said, well, I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. She said, well, we just been on different flights, going to different places. And so I sat down to have coffee with her. She asked me, how's Barb, your wife, doing? And I said, here, talk to her. And I pushed a button on my cell phone and gave her to my wife. And they were talking for a little bit. And while they were talking, I thought, and I prayed under my breath to the Lord and said, Lord, I need to win Wanda to Christ. I need to do something here. And when they got done talking, I said, Wanda, my wife and I both think you're the most beautiful person that we've ever met. You have a great personality, and you're a great stewardess. And United ought to be thrilled to have you as an employee. And we just think you're the best. But I said, what bothers me that someday Barbara and I will go to heaven, and you and your husband will not make it. And I saw a tear roll down her cheek. And so I thought, this is it. And I said, Wanda, I believe that you know the way to accept Christ. I've talked to you many times, and I believe today is the day. And she said, I think so. We held hands across the table, and she prayed the sinner's prayer with me, gave her life to Christ. I was so excited. I said, go home and lead your husband to the Lord. I'll tell Barb what happened today. This is wonderful. And so she left, and I waved goodbye to her. And then I turned around. I was maybe 30, 40 feet away, and waved again. And she waved again, like you do a second goodbye, I guess. And I said, we'll see ya. Little did I know that would be the last time that I would ever see her again. 10 days later, 9/11 happened. Wanda Green was on the United plane that crashed in Pennsylvania. I never forget it. I went to that spot where that plane went down into the ground. Her name is there on a sign, and they have a big building there now. But I went there before they built the building where the plane crashed, and a bus pulled up, and I took pictures of a little sign that United Airlines put up of those that died in that crash. And one lady came over from a bus, and she said, did you lose a loved one on that flight? And I said, yeah. It was a flight attendant that I knew. And I said, it was an unbelievable story. She said, I got 50 people on the bus. Come and tell them about that. So to me, it's an opportunity. And I went on the bus, and I told these people this story in detail. And then I said, if you want to accept Christ as your Savior, I'll just say a little prayer on the bus here with you. And I prayed, and several prayed with me, and they clapped, and I left. But I use every opportunity. But I never forget that story. And I told it in South Carolina one time, and a lady just said, oh, wonderful. And then she came back to my book table, and she said, 5 days after you led Wanda to Christ, she led me to Christ. Another flight attendant. I think it's wonderful when people catch the vision and lead people to the Lord, because I believe time is running out. The handwriting's on the wall, and the Lord is coming soon.